Ella, who was just 21 years old, stepped onto the sprawling campus of the University of Lagos, UNILAG, with a brilliant mind and eyes set on a law degree. But while her classmates saw libraries and lecture halls, Ella quickly saw something else, a marketplace of possibilities. Coming from a modest background, the vibrant displays of wealth, the sleek cars, the designer bags, the lavish off-campus parties were a constant, intoxicating siren call. She soon decided that her path to comfort wouldn't run through the dusty pages of thoughts and contracts, but through the company of young men, and often much older men who had money to spare. Her initial philosophy was simple. Why struggle when you could simply attract? Ella quickly mastered the art of appearance. Her hostel room became a revolving wardrobe funded by gifts. She learned the subtle language of expectation, knowing exactly which smile earned a new phone and which size secured a weekend trip to Abuja. Her genuine, studious friends, Amina, tried to talk sense into her, but Ella waved them off, posting pictures of herself at high-end restaurants with captions like, "Securing the future." The game escalated when she met a man named Chief, a politician's aide who was at least 30 years her senior. Chief didn't just offer gifts, he offered access. He promised to connect her with powerful people who could make her law career and her bank accounts skyrocket. Chief's lifestyle was dangerously opaque, filled with hushed phone calls and late-night movements. Ellie knew the risk was higher, but the rewards were staggering. A brand new car and the promise of funding her own business. One night, Chief took Ella to his secluded apartment in Lekki, claiming it was for a business meeting. The atmosphere was tense, and the meeting quickly devolved into a heated argument between Chief and two men she didn't know, involving large sums of money and documents related to a massive government contract fraud. Terrified, Ella realized she was witnessing something truly illegal, far beyond the typical university student's side hustle. As the argument reached a breaking point, the police who had been monitoring the operation raided the premises. In the chaos, Chief fled, but Ella, paralyzed by fear and confusion, was caught along with the other two men. Her nightmare began in a cold, stark police station. When her parents and a frantic Amina finally secured her release days later, after devastatingly compromising explanations and the total draining of her family's savings, the world looked different. The shame was a physical weight. Her name, briefly plastered across local tabloids as a co-conspirator in a high-profile fraud case, was mud. The university began an investigation. Back in her hostel room, staring at the flashy, now meaningless gifts, the regret was crushing. The cost of the car and the designer bags wasn't just money. It was her dignity, her academic reputation, and her family's peace. She realized that the boys she followed didn't see her. They saw an accessory. Ella found Amina, who embraced her without judgment. "I threw away everything for Flash," Ella whispered, tears staining her face. "I just wanted the life, and now I have nothing." "You still have yourself, Ella," Amina replied. It was a long road. Ella had to face the disciplinary committee, fight to clear her name, and return to her studies with a shattered focus. But this time, she was driven by a genuine ambition, not by greed. She traded late nights in expensive lounges for late nights in the library. And she learned a truth far more valuable than any gift. True value comes from what you build, not what you are given. She had chased the shadow of success and learned the hard way that when the sun goes down, only the substance remains.